Alright, I just got a hold of this DOM IX10. I picked the DOM IX10 KG before that has these fins, like a warding in the keyway. This is the older one, it's DOM IX10. It doesn't have any warding, so it's just, you can see it's just kind of flat surface key. Now, this key is a lot more worn, so it's a lot more worn lock. I actually have a little bit of hard time getting the key out, so I'm imagining there's quite a bit of wear in there. And when approaching a bit more worn lock, you're not going to get as good feedback from it. When you click into the shear line, it usually is kind of like an oozing, less of an actual click. So I have this, I don't know, it came with the Honest Dong She set. I guess it's supposed to be some sort of tensioner. What's funny is it's the exact right width for the keyway like that, and it's got this curved end, which means that you can't tension that way, but you can tension downward. If you want to tension upward, you can flip it and then you can tension upward, and then, you know, it's kind of interesting that it fits like that. So in any case, the only problem here is like that it might fall out, right? So I'll go ahead and tension with that, and I have this, this has been filed down, but I just was looking for something tall enough to reach the top of the keyway there. Focused. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start picking, and I'll start on the left side here. So the first pin feels loose, second pin feels loose, third's loose, and the fourth is binding. So I'll go ahead and lift this fourth pin here. A little hard to get under it. I'm not sure if there's spools or anything, because it's a little hard to get under these, and sometimes it's indicative of spools. So it's still binding. I got an audible click out of that one on pin 4. So I'll go back. Pin 5 feels like it might be binding here. All right, I got a little audible click out of that too. Let's come out. I can't come out. I'm stuck on pin. I don't know what pin. So I'm going to come out to try to find where to get my count again on the pins and feel which one's binding. All right, pin 1's binding, so good thing we came out. And trying to lift that. And now I didn't hear anything there, but it just kind of like the pin became loose. So I think I lifted that to the shear, so I'll go look for another binder. 2 is loose. 3 seems like it's binding here. Binding pretty hard. And then I got an audible click from that one, and now it feels kind of loose. So let's see, I didn't have 2. All right, 1 is binding kind of hard again, so let me see if I can lift up on that a little. No. Oh yes, okay, got a little click and a little bit of plug movement when I lifted on 1 there. And 2 wasn't binding before, but still isn't. So let's poke the rest just to see if they're all loose still, and they are. So 2 wasn't binding yet, so let's go to this right side, see if anything's binding here. First one's not, second one is not. Third one, I think we're having a hard time getting under, so that probably our binder there. Got a little click, a little plug movement off of the third one. Fourth one here, it doesn't seem to be binding. Fifth one, no. Let's come back to the front. I'm having a hard time getting out, so I don't know which pin this is 1 or 2. I'm going to lift it up to get under it. All right, got a little movement out of that. That looked like it was the first one. All right, let's go see if we can go back again. Second, third. I think I got a little click out of the third one by just tapping it. And something in the back. Fifth one, I guess it is. I just gave it a little tap and I felt a little bit more plug movement. Come back to the front. 1 little tap. I think it got a little plug movement. Like they're just worn and they're kind of acting like tapered. All right, the third one, little thing. They're acting, definitely feel like they're acting like tapers because of the worn outness of the pins, I guess. Let's see if that number 2 on the left is gonna be binding yet. It is not. All right, so let's play with these some more. First one feels a little bit springy. Second one's a little springy. Third, I can't even feel. All right, right about here, this feels like, that doesn't feel springy, so I'm gonna push on it a little. Nope, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm not gonna force it. A little bit further back, no. All right, so maybe one of the ones on the left side is gonna have this kind of tapered effect. So let's check some of those. Left side, first one. No. First one is kind of springy. That's interesting. Like it fell. Second one. Nope. Third. Oh, okay, the fourth one here on the left side. I feel like I'm having a hard time getting under it, but no, I was probably clicking the shaft on something on the right. I wasn't actually under the left. I can't really see anything in here because the lighting is not good for picking. It's better for the camera. So it's only by feeling. And since there's no warding here, you're free to go anywhere you want in there, which can make it a little bit harder to find and stay on pins. In fact, I'm not feeling anything on the left side. Oh, all right, a little bit of lift on this first one on the right and a little bit more plug movement with that. I'm curious if the second pin now on the left will give me something. Oh, the first pin on the left is actually binding now. Cool. Seems to be going up kind of high. All right, stopped. Double check it. Was that the first one, or maybe that was the second pin I was lifting there? Second pin. All right, and I dropped out because I think that's the open. So let's carefully put that back in, and it is indeed open. So it's the second one I was lifting. I wasn't the first one, and I got up to a certain point, and I kind of came off, and I was looking for it. I felt the second one again. It was binding, so I pushed it a little bit more, and it got open. I have not looked inside of this lock yet, so we'll take a look together. But yeah, it's open. There's no more false set beyond this. Just, yeah, like that. So lock it back up again. There we go. And let's see what we got inside. Let me turn the autofocus back on. There we go. And there's a roll pin holding this back cap on that we have to take off. So I did take this roll pin off once just to make sure I could get it off before I came down here. And I'm using side cutters because they can grab on a little and then pull on it. Of course, you'll mess up your side cutters, but that's fine. These are really old ones. And then this cap can come off. There we go. We'll put the roll pin inside there so we don't lose it. Get a pinning tray and some followers. Hopefully, yeah, that seems about right diameter. All right, so we will go ahead and turn this. Ooh, I should have brought a shim down with me. I didn't bring down a shim, so I'm a little bit nervous about this. Should have brought a shim. Oh well. Yeah, this video might be short if I get bricked and then have to unbrick, but we'll give it a try. Oh, okay, success getting that out. So it looks like these two here have a little hole on the top, right? And that's probably so they can put a construction ball bearing in there, or maybe even a ball bearing for mastering. We'll see when we look. Actually, when we look at this plug, yeah. So there's some holes here that construction ball bearings from there can drop into. It looks like they're lined up with the front one doesn't look like it's lined up to anything. So that's probably for like an anti-drill pin or anti-drill ball bearing. But this one doesn't really look to lined up. This third one, maybe that's not it. Maybe this is a construction pinning down. Okay, so there's also some underneath. So it's probably these that line up with some of these chambers if you want construction pinning or on there. All right, so 1, 2, and these pins are not completely round, so they do go in here in a specific direction. You can see that the chambers are kind of this teardrop shape. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, 7, right, so that's all 10 of those. Nothing special in any of the chambers. This piece here, I guess, is they cut the keyway, a slot in the keyway, and then they drop a piece in here, it looks like, to fill it back up. So that doesn't seem like it wants to come out. Maybe it does. Yep, okay, so you can't get that out. So yeah, that's just to fill it in so that the pins don't have anything to drop into right here. But that's so they can machine it, I guess. All right, top pins. First one's a standard. Now, if you look at these, one side is flat like this, and the other side has an angle. So the angle side is what's actually touching the key pin. And the reason for that is that they're not coming straight down on the middle of the plug. They're not coming down perpendicular to the center. They're coming down at here and here. So it needs like a little curve. Otherwise, you'd have a huge shear line, and it'd be a lot easier to pick. If I see different color springs, I'll start dropping them. Otherwise, I'll just pull one out later. Second one, 3. This third one looks like it has like a kind of T-pin shape. Like you would have to pick it twice. Same thing with this fourth one. I'm not seeing any spools or anything, any security pins. So the only thing I think that's security wise about this lock is that it just has a lot of pins with 10 pins in it, but no other security features. Like I think we saw like barrels and spools and stuff on the one that has fins. So I'll go ahead and just drop a spring out of here. I'm not going to drop them all out. Yeah, and the spring. So and the rest of them all look that same color. So I don't think they have any anti-bump features or whatever. Not that you really need it too much with a lock like this. Yeah, so let's get a close-up on those pins just to see what's inside. There we go. Not too grungy. I guess I got this from Logan, is on Discord, and I guess maybe he cleaned it up a little. There's no lubricant or anything munging it up, so it's nice. Anyways, that is the Dom IX10. I don't know why it has this groove in the side of the back. Doesn't seem to line up with anything. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.